Are you a slow responder on your GLP-1? Do you need some tips, like real proven science-backed tips that could help you? I have that for you today. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for another video. If you're new here, my name is Brittany. I have lost 115 pounds on branded GLP-1s, branded Mounjaro, and then compounded tirzepatide. And here on my channel, I share all things GLP-1 related. So we talk about my personal journey, we talk about your personal journeys, we do deep dives, we do what I eat in a day, we do all types of things, meal ideas, like high protein meal ideas. If any of that interests you, I would love to have you hit that subscribe button, stick around and hang out with us. We have a lot of fun here. We also have a Facebook group that is free, just a free encouragement Facebook group. There's over 2,000 of us over there now, so come and join us. The link is always in my bio. There's a lot of great information and just kind of like people bouncing feedback off one another going on over there. So definitely come and join over there as well. Now, slow responders. Okay, so there are a lot of people, and I've done a video on this previously, but these tips are different. So there's a lot of people that will think of themselves as slow, quote unquote, slow responders, but they are either not giving it long enough, like they're on the 2.5 milligram dosage, which is not considered to be a therapeutic dose, and then they, think they haven't lost a ton of weight, whatever. So they prematurely label themselves as slow responders. However, there are true and real slow responders, and that is really what we are going to be talking about today, and tips that hopefully will be able to help you on this journey. So I have a lot of like newer ones as well that I am excited to share with you guys. So the first couple are going to be ones that we sort of already know, but a little bit more detail about why they're so important. So number one, hitting your protein goals. Okay, so the recommended protein goals are 80 grams of protein per day for women, for most women, and 100 grams of protein per day for most men. Now, studies show that hitting your protein goals every single day actually helps prevent your metabolism from slowing down through retaining muscle mass. So we hear all the time that we should eat protein for muscle to preserve your muscle mass, but it also helps to preserve your metabolism, which keeps your metabolism working better, keeps the whole process of insulin, blood sugar regulation, everything doing what it should be doing throughout your body. So that is definitely important to make sure that you're hitting your protein goal. If you are going to focus on one specific macro, make it be protein, two, protein and fiber. In my opinion, I'm not a doctor, as always, not a doctor, but those are, from all of the research that I've done, the two most important macros that you need to focus on: fiber and protein. Number two, strength training. Now, again, people talk about this for the benefit of muscle retention, but that's not the whole reason. So clinical studies actually show that strength training for at least 2 times per week actually helps improve insulin resistance, which we all know that GLP-1s are mainly targeting blood sugar regulation and insulin resistance. So if you are able to help with that by lifting weights twice a week, then you're just going to be further helping your journey. So there are all these ways that have been clinically shown to naturally produce GLP-1 in the body, like the actual GLP-1 hormone in the body. And eating a lot of protein, muscle training or weight training are two things that are shown to do this. So if you add those things to your GLP-1, then you're just going to be compounding how effective the GLP-1 is going to be for you. So those are two very important things. Number three, look at hidden calories. Now, you all know, unless you're new, unless this is the first video of mine that you're watching, you all know that I do not count calories. I am not an advocate for, and again, you guys know this, consistently tracking forever and ever for the rest of our lives. However, I do believe that there is a time and a place for everything in life. Time and a place for all things. So if you are just starting your journey and you're finding that you're not being successful on 2.5, on 5, on even 7.5 milligrams of, say, tirzepatide, or, higher doses of, I think it's like 0.25, half a milligram, and then maybe a milligram of semaglutide. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. If you're finding that you're not responding to those, then tracking your food for a couple of weeks can be really beneficial. There are so many hidden calories that we just don't even think about. Our coffee creamer, condiments like ranch dressing on our salad and all of the things, sodas, teas, juices, things that are adding a lot of calories to our day. So it is beneficial, especially in the beginning of the journey, to track your food for 2 weeks, maybe even a month, and see what your patterns are. A lot of nutritionists recommend not even really trying to change in the beginning. I met with a nutritionist about a year ago. I've done a couple of interviews with some dietitians, nutritionists, and they all kind of say the same thing. Like, we're not even telling you to actively try to change what you're eating in that 2 weeks. We're just telling you to get an idea of what you are actually eating, right? So tracking your food for a couple of weeks, getting an idea of how many calories you've been taking in, and then you can look at it and see where you can just easily and naturally cut back can really benefit you. But yeah, if you're finding it's not working, track for a couple of weeks. You may be eating more calories than you realize. There was a recent article that I read that said that people who just estimate calories or try to do sunshine, of course, or try to do intuitive eating are actually underestimating their calories by 20 to 30% per day. That is a pretty big amount. I mean, you think 1,000 calories, that you're eating, you're mistaking 300 calories. You're missing 300 calories you're adding into your diet. So 2,000 calories, that's 600 calories if you're doing 30%. Number 4, take a really good hard look at your sleep. It is no secret that sleep can drastically affect the metabolic process. What happens is you end up not processing insulin and having blood sugar regulation being off, but your cortisol levels also spike up when you, for a very prolonged period of time, go without sleep. This is not a new thing. So sleep in general aids healthy weight and healthy living. So you need to be getting 7 hours at least a night. I know that can be hard for a lot of us. If you are somebody who struggles with sleep on a GLP-1, I am one of those people. Trying things like melatonin, magnesium, cutting out caffeine can definitely help. But if you are consistently sleeping less than 7 hours per night, that definitely can affect how your GLP-1 works, because it inhibits blood sugar regulation and insulin being processed the way it's supposed to be, and your cortisol levels spike, which are the exact things that the GLP-1 is working to correct in your body. So it's literally like the GLP-1 is trying to fix it, and the lack of sleep's coming along like, just kidding, I'm not gonna fix you. You know what I mean? So definitely look at your sleep. Now, number 5, there are several supplements that have been proven to help along your GLP-1 journey. And I actually have them all written down, and I'm gonna share them with you. And then I will try to add, I'm not big on here's a link to this, but I will try to add all of these into an Amazon link, and you can go and check them out if you want to. If you are interested in starting some supplements, I will link that below. But supplements that have been proven to help along your GLP-1 journey, make your GLP-1 more effective. Magnesium, everybody hears about this. So magnesium can help you improve your regularity if you are somebody that is suffering with constipation. It can help with your metabolism. It helps support a healthy metabolism, and it can also help you sleep, as I just mentioned. So if you are helping your regularity, so you're not constipated, your metabolism, which is, again, the entire thing that we're trying to maintain and trying to fix through blood sugar regulation, and improve your sleep, which again inhibits weight loss if you're not getting sleep, taking that simple vitamin can help correct several sort of issues that may make you be not responding as well as you potentially could be. Number 2, vitamin D3 with K2. It's important to have the K2 with it because if you take just D3, then the absorption of it is not as effective as if you took it with K2. So a PA friend of mine, I've actually mentioned before that several of the other Orderly affiliates are mid-level providers, so nurse practitioners, PAs, and so we talk quite often. So a PA friend of mine actually told me that almost everybody, 90% of people that she tests for a vitamin D deficiency are deficient. And that is whether you are overweight, whether you're on a GLP-1, whether you're not, just sort of baseline everybody that she tests, 90% of those people will be deficient. Now, D3 helps support metabolism better than any other vitamin does. So again, we're trying to support those things. And that can really help you on your journey. Just make sure that you get one that does have the K2 in it. Again, I will try to link all of these vitamins down below if you want to try one. Iron is really important and one that you do not hear about as often. So especially in menstruating women, sorry guys, it is really important that we keep up with our iron. So iron can lead to side effects such as fatigue, shortness of breath, dizziness, all side effects, quote unquote, of a GLP-1, right? So with that, with being tired, with being dizzy, with being short of breath, we're not being as active. We're not going on our walks and getting our exercise in, which is going to directly affect the level of weight loss that you have. Exercise helps blood sugar regulation, it helps your metabolism, it's all connected to each other, right? So making sure that your iron, again, especially in menstruating women, is up to par is really important. B vitamins, so B12 and folate are really important. So what happens is when you take a GLP-1 is the B12 and folate are not absorbed as well because of the reduced appetite, because of the slow digestion. It's actually been proven that most medications are not absorbed as effectively as they were without a GLP-1, just because you're eating slower, or it's going to take a lot longer for that medication to absorb, and then by the time it tries to absorb, it can't effectively absorb, right? So reduced eating can lead to poor absorption of these medicines. Symptoms, again, of low B12 or low folate are fatigue, weakness, tingling in the hands and feet, and low mood. Now, again, some of these are considered to be side effects of a GLP-1, having dizziness, low mood, fatigue. They're all side effects, right? Could it be that all of these quote unquote side effects of a GLP-1 are actually just nutrient deficiencies that we are experiencing, I guess linked back to the GLP-1, but you know, because we are taking GLP-1, we're now deficient, we're having all these side effects, we're feeling icky, so we're not going out on our walk, we're not spiking our endorphins, we're not blood sugar regulating. It's all connected. It's all connected. And the big thing about GLP-1s is that it has led to this discovery of the brain to gut connection, right? That's a huge thing that everybody talks about. And so we are now realizing that the way the gut works and the way the gut absorbs things and the way that it processes things is so important, as well as the importance of the brain and the addiction centers in the brain and our cortisol levels and our endorphin levels and our dopamine levels in the brain. It's all connected to how we approach food, how we approach weight and health and wellness. It's literally all connected. And it all starts with insulin and blood sugar regulation. And so several of these things, most of these things that I mentioned to you, can inhibit those things if they are not done. And so it's literally, if you're not sleeping, if you're not taking a multivitamin along with all of these other vitamins, if you're not doing all of the other things that I said, then you are literally inhibiting the GLP-1 from working as effectively as it could, which, when you break it down like that, you help it, there are so many, unfortunately, so many ways to obtain a GLP-1 right now. And again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare provider, I'm just a girl who likes to research a lot and share it with you, right? But when you can get a GLP-1 pretty much anywhere you want to, with the click of a couple buttons on your phone, it's hard to get the entire picture or all of the information from that source because they just aren't, for the most part, providing that. And so it's really important that there are ways out there to connect the whole thing together, instead of people just being like, oh, I ordered this GLP-1, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna lose weight, and that's what I have to do. But really there's a deeper understanding that needs to be done of, again, the connection between your body and how it will fight against you, even on a GLP-1, if you aren't giving it the things that you need to give it. So that was the point of me making this video, is to kind of say, hey, maybe we're not really slow responders. Maybe some of us are just giving our bodies what it needs more. Some of us are just sleeping better. Some of us are just taking better vitamins. Some of us are just, doing this and that are making it more effective, or that are making our bodies respond to it better. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. That all helps my channel out so much. You guys have no idea. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.